live. Welcome to Dragon's Den. It's Tiamat here. Guests with my friends Hunter and Tyler. I'm gonna play a couple matches, and we're gonna talk about our top 5 fighters and fighting games. And we're just gonna start off with some honorable mentions here. My personal honorable mentions are, people are gonna give me some slack about this one. K from King of Fighters, Arbiter from Killing Instinct, Cloud. Then there's a Cloud from Smash Bros. Hyde from Under Night in Birth, Galford from man, I can't speak English. Samurai Showdown, Sceptile from Pokken Fighter, Gogeta from Z Fighter, and you just missed out on the list, Akuma from Street Fighter.
Hell yeah!
So those are my honorable mentions.
Me personally, and some of these I say with a heavy heart because I do love them. My first one's gonna be Geese Howard from King of Fighters. I really like Hisako from Killer Instinct, although I like most of the Killer Instinct cast, so I had to pick one for an honorable mention. It was gonna be her. There's Zangief from Street Fighter, because he's the reason we have grapplers as genre of character in fighting games.
I'm surprised Zangief's not on your list of 5.
Honestly, I was never a huge Zangief main, believe it or not. Even though I love grapplers, I just never was a huge fan of how he specifically played. Which is hilarious with my next choice, because my next honorable mention is Craig Marduk in Tekken. I fucking love mounting and beating the fucking shit out of people. It is so great. I love Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, but he's not my top 5. And then from Marvel vs. Capcom 3, we have Phoenix Wright, because Phoenix Wright is just one of the most creative characters in a fighting game I've ever seen. Next to someone else on the list that I'm not going to... And then there's Nemesis. And Nemesis is bad in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but his animations are just so characterizing. The fact that his block animation is literally just him standing there, taking it, and looking at you is just perfect. I love it. That's going to be it for me. Those are my honorable mentions.
Alright.
Yeah, I don't have any honorable mentions. If I had any honorable mentions, it would just be me talking about me being horny on some mains. Well, not mains. Horny on secondaries.
Dude, get horny. Get really fucking horny.
Alright, so...
Yo, all I'm saying is I don't know if you guys saw the Cammy... I've always been a Cammy fan, but I don't know if you saw the Cammy trailer for Street Fighter 6, but,
the Cammy trailer.
Yeah.
As a person that has never been attracted to Cammy in any way, like, damn girl.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But, no, there is one exception on my list, but all my lists all the characters on my list have one thing in common. Actually, shit, okay, we'll get to my list. Well, I have a type, and it's very obvious that I have a type.
Alright, Tyler, you can start it off with...
You want me to start it off?
Yeah, you can start it off.
Alright. My number 5, is Blanca. Alright? First of all,
I hate you already.
Well, we got Blanca Ball is amazing. Okay? Blanca Ball is great. The Shock is great. Blanca's not a joke character, but in every Street Fighter story, he is a joke. So, he's not Dan. Dan is a joke character even in terms of gameplay. But Blanca, in terms of story, is a joke character. I think Blanca's Street Fighter 5 story has him dress up and try and sell cute little Blanca mascots to people, which is awesome. Blanca is just... He's funny. But also, I love any character that can go across the screen in a weird way that is obnoxious and is a charge character is right up my alley. So that's why Blanca's my number 5. I mean,
Does that make you a fan of Kano?
That does make me a fan of Kano, yes.
I was curious.
Kano's not on my list, but...
To be fair, I actually do like what they did with Blanka in Street Fighter V, and he looks really cool in Street Fighter 6. But he's a bastard. I hate him. I hate his guts.
He's getting like mini... He's not getting mini Faust, he's getting like mini Blanka... He is getting mini Faust. He's getting mini Faust in 6. He looks so much fun in 6. I'm looking forward to 6 because I'm either going to be horny on main, which I normally don't do, or I'm going to be playing Blanka. Either way, I'm going to be having a good time. I'm looking really forward to this.
Sicko Monkey in Street Fighter 6. The dude's straight up a gorilla now.
Yes, Unga Bunga. Unga Bunga is the best way to play. No thought, just button.
I do agree. Unga Bunga.
Unga Bunga.
Alright, so my number 5 is Scorpion from Mortal Kombat series.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I couldn't put him any higher than 5. Like, I know he's like iconic with the franchise, but you know, there's just so much like they've done with this character, and it's like we've been around for so long with him, so it's like, alright, you know, we're tired of Scorpion. Yeah, you're cool and all, but go sit on the back rows.
I think Scorpion might actually be one of the first real incidents of a character just having a quote-unquote hype mechanic in their core gameplay, which was the fucking spear. I mean, people lived to just hit somebody with that projectile and just, you know, hear him say that line.
Yes. Oh, that's why I said it. Get over here.
Yeah, it is something that tracks for every fighting game to come after. They started implementing more mechanics where characters just did wild, crazy shit like that made people go, oh, you know. But I do love Scorpion. Fuck Blanka.
Oh wow, fuck you.
Alright. You're number 5.
Okay, so once again, it was hard for me to comprise this list, but I'm going with Aganos from Killer Instinct. There are a lot of good characters in that cast, but the idea that they made a huge-ass Golem character that is so big they had to scale back the health bars because he was covering them up, and they didn't make him a straight grappler. They actually turned him into a weird hybrid character where he summoned walls behind you that he could punch you through, and every time he punched you through one, it removed like 20% of their life bar. That is just so fucking creative and cool for as simple as it sounds. And you can stack those. Like, you can summon 5 different walls behind somebody, and if you punch them through all 5 of them, it just fucking kills them. That is one of the zaniest mechanics I've ever heard of, and it's wild. It is fun to see pro-tier Aganos players go ham. Plus, he's got the People's Zelda, so I gotta love him for that.
Alright, Kyle, you're number 4.
Alright. My number 4, Parasol from Skullgirls.
Oh, Parasol.
Parasol, I did not realize I loved charge characters until I played Parasol. Parasol is probably, I said that there's gonna be like an odd person out in this list. Parasol is the only character on this list that does not have my typical movement options for a character.
Yeah.
More of a trap character. But no, Parasol is probably like one of my favorite characters. Back when I was playing, back in college, Parasol was one of my favorite characters to play as. Yeah, and you know, Parasol. That whole cast is fun. I mean, like, just a fun character. A little fascist, but I mean, like, you know, sometimes people just be a little fascist.
Yeah, I honestly just really like her whole fencing theme that she has going on. I remember having a good time with Parasol. Like, she was really fun.
Yeah, her fencing theme, and she can summon people to, like, take projectiles for her.
Yeah.
And she had a gun.
A fucking gun.
I like when people just pull out a gun.
She does have a really nice her art style is it's different than most fighter games. Like, she's definitely just different.
Yeah, that's kind of true for all of Skullgirls. Skullgirls has a really fun art style. Like, Skullgirls is just has a fun, like, zany art style to it, and all of the movesets in Skullgirls. Skullgirls is just a fun game to watch. Like, yeah,
the is on point.
Yeah, I think so. We were talking about like hype mechanics. I think as time has gone on, they've tried to make like games more fun to watch, and like Street Fighter is fun to watch, but Street Fighter is you kind of have to understand mechanically what's going on for Street Fighter to be fun to watch. Whereas I feel like Skullgirls, there's enough like zany things in people's movesets that you don't need to like understand what's going on to be like, wow, this is hype.
Yeah,
it's kind of like
alone carries it.
Yeah, it's kind of like how you said. It's fun to watch him knock through. It's fun to watch the character that you just mentioned knock through 5 walls. Like people, you can watch that and be like, wow, that's fun. I don't know what the hell's going on, but that looked cool. Like I think Skullgirls really nailed that.
Yeah, I mean, Beowulf, I'm surprised I did not mention Beowulf as an honorable mention because that's his entire character. Like, you don't really know what the fuck he's doing, but every time he animates, like, it's just something crammed with personality, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, Parasol, I really like that she's kind of a fencing class character, and she has that whole thing with, she's a partial zoner, you know? She has a lot of setups and whatnot. Very, very interesting character to watch being played, you know, by somebody that knows what they're doing. I don't, so I don't play her well, but
I used to. I mean, like, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
A very long time since I played Skullgirls.
Yeah.
Alright, my number 4 is Heihachi from Tekken.
Heihachi base Bane.
You can't hate Heihachi, the guy that threw his own kid into a fucking volcano. You can't.
Base Heihachi killing his children.
Base Heihachi killing his children, yeah. I mean, like, God, the Tekken stories is just hilarious.
Yeah.
But the best character in Tekken, and they aren't on my list because I don't have any Tekken characters on my list, but I mean, like, Heihachi had a bear as a bodyguard, and that's pretty cool. And they were fun to play.
I think Kuma was actually just a pet. Like, he just had a pet fucking bear. Because...
Oh, that is true. It was just a pet, but the pet, yeah.
Yeah, Heihachi, he's ridiculous when you really think about him. I mean, there's that whole running gag of him biting through, like, hatchets and shit and other things. Anything metal, like, there's always got to be some scene of him biting straight through it.
Yeah, Heihachi is definitely one of the best characters, just for meme-wise, and just like, what the fuck did we just watch this man do?
I mean, he was voiced by Joseph Joestar. How can you not love him?
Yeah, that is another big major theme. Hunter, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is Ralph Jones from King of Fighters, and you might notice a trend here. I love grapplers, but like some of these picks are just not grapplers. Ralph Jones is one of those cases. As much as I love Geese Howard and Clark, there is something so satisfying about Ralph Jones punching the fucking soul out of people in his combos. Like, I love that man. I also love his physical design. I just love the old school action hero look, the tank top, how fucking beefed up he is, the bandana that he wears. Like, I love it all. I fucking love Ralph Jones.
Yeah, again, grapplers are always fun, and just how a lot of the characters from King of Fighters were just like completely out there, like
King of Fighters, the touch of death game.
Like, again, he just missed my list. Is K from King of Fighters. Yeah, I'm just like, characters from that whole game series are like, okay, what the fuck we just watch here?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know who Ralph Jones was because I'm not the biggest King of Fighters person, but I'm looking at his wiki right now. He likes medals awarded from the President of the United States. His favorite sport is baseball. His favorite food is bubblegum, and his hobby is knife collecting. This motherfucker, they really wanted to make him as American as possible, huh?
Yeah, he's he, Clark, and Leona are actually the Ikari Warriors from that old school game, if you remember it.
I do not.
Yeah, King of Fighters is actually an amalgamation of a bunch of different SNK properties just mashed together. And as far as I'm concerned, no matter who you main in King of Fighters, you are all right in my book as long as that character's name isn't Athena. Fuck Athena.
Alright, number 3, Tyler.
Oh, give me 1 second. I was looking up which one Athena was.
Yeah, you're looking up Athena now because you're curious.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. Yeah.
I got 2 words for you. Anime girls and Spirit Ball.
Oh.
You need to know.
Alright, speaking of anime girls, Charlotta from Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. So I don't know how familiar you guys are with Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. They actually just announced that they're releasing like a second game in the series that's gonna have rollback, so it'll be it's fun. Charlotta has Blanca Ball. Charlotta has a jumping mix tool that lets you go into either a high, a low, or a grab. And Charlotta is known as the mini Holy Knight, because Charlotta herself is short, like super short. So the crown on her head is a hitbox. And Charlotta at the beginning of every round, or at the beginning of every match, if you watch the cutscene that plays, she's standing on top of a box so that she looks taller than she is. And then if you win, she stacks 3 boxes on top of each other and stands on top of them to give a victory speech. She is amazing, full of personality, and I absolutely love playing as her because she has like the movement options that I like. She's a charge character, and she's fun. She's like a fun character to play with a lot of personality.
I went to Google Images, like, just to see who this character was. It took me a second, because I do know the Grand Blue cast, just not my name. And the first image I see is her getting her cheeks pinched by somebody taller than her, and she's crying like a child. It's great. Yeah, but yeah, I see that box thing you were talking about. That's fucking adorable.
It is great. I may be a little bit on the short side, so they truly do my spirit animal in a game.
Character's giving me Anya vibes from Spy Family.
Not really. They're your typical like Holy Knight.
Yeah, no, I do know, but it's just like I can't look at this character and take them seriously. It's too fucking adorable. It's like a small child.
They are like a small child.
Lord.
That's my number 3. So far, we have only touched on charge characters. I wonder if I have a particular type of input that I like. All right, you're up, Steph.
All right, so this is a controversial because he has his own franchise, but Dante from Capcom vs. Marvel. See, I just loved how it's going.
You like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 featuring Dante from Devil May Cry?
He's actually in, I believe he's in all of them.
Yeah, he's in, I think it's just 3 and Infinite, actually. I don't think he was in 2.
Yeah, he wasn't around when 2 came out. But yeah, he's been in every one since 3, which I only think is Infinite. I don't think they've come out with the next one yet. I think Infinite was kind of a... Oh no, I just saying, I think Infinite didn't quite have the numbers they were expecting it to, so
yeah.
They haven't come out with another Marvel vs. Capcom, which, alright, so we're talking about fighters, and we're talking about characters. Skullgirls team-based fighter, personally, I think, Skullgirls is the exception to this. I think if you're in a team-based fighter, it kind of takes away from you as a character a little bit. And I know that you just brought up a King of Fighters character, which is also a team-based fighter. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of team-based fighters.
I get that. I suck at playing them, but I do love watching them. Like, I'm always down for Marvel vs. Capcom. I definitely get Dante, because Dante is just... He's a fucking cool character. You know?
He's a fun character. Somebody was like, what are the coolest traits we can give to someone? Alright, that's Dante.
Yeah, they literally looked at God of War, and they're like, what if we did that, but just made the entire game about styling on people, and that's what they went with. Just, it's hard not to like Dante, and anytime I ever talk to someone about Devil May Cry, and they've never actually played any of the games, I'm like, oh, Dante, you mean the fucking edgelord with the guns? I'm like, what do you mean, edgelord? Dante, like, literally dances to Michael Jackson.
Yeah, in the last game, yeah, I love that. That was probably one of the best scenes in the whole game.
Really
he gets a hat, and he fucking starts dancing like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it's like Dante is not a serious character. He styles on people, but calling him edgy is it's pretty far off.
No, he's more of a meme lord than anything.
Yeah, like he's basically Capcom's version of Deadpool. Like that's what he is. But yeah, I get that. He has a very simple but fun moveset that can be worked into most teams, and even though there's a lot of characters in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 that are overplayed at this point, like Doctor Doom or Magneto, it is oddly not tiring to see somebody bust out Dante for their team lineup. I don't know why, but it works, you know?
See,
he's the one character.
My team usually in that game.
If you're gonna be talking Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I want to beat people with a pipe as a big dude. Haggard.
Understandable.
Yeah, when I usually play Marvel vs. Capcom, I literally just have a whole team of pretty much Capcom players. From like Zero, I go with Zero, Dante, and then probably Chris or what's his face, Ryu.
I was about to say, is Akuma in Capcom? I knew you were gonna say Zero. I knew as soon as you said Capcom characters, you were gonna go Zero, you were gonna go Dante.
Well, those are like literally two of the best characters in that game, and I know they're both edgy characters. Like not Dante, but Zero's edgy as edgy gets.
Yeah.
It just depends on the Zero. Mega Man Zero. Yeah, that's edgy. The original Mega Man X Zero is actually pretty like, he wasn't too edgy. He got edgy as the series went on.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. Quick rip to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite for putting in Jedha was fucking great in that game, but unfortunately, once again, he was in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, so I guess we're just not seeing that character in a fighting game ever again, because they have no intentions of bringing back Darkstalkers.
Oh, Darkstalkers.
Yeah.
Tatsunoko versus Capcom. That was a fight. That was definitely one of the fighting games of all time.
Yeah. So for my number 3, it's a Guilty Gear character. It's not Baiken. It's my boy Potemkin and Monkey Mode.
Best waifu.
I don't need to best waifu indeed. I agree. But it's like, I don't need a complex reason for this. Landing Heavenly Potemkin Buster on someone justifies that entire character.
Yeah, I mean, that is the most hype thing I think you can do in a fighting game is land an HPB. I mean, there's a reason why most Guilty Gear videos that are either posted on Twitter or on YouTube are just a pop player hard reading a jump and landing HPB.
Yeah, it's like, how dare you jump against me, you filthy pleb.
How dare you jump, you filthy casual.
But being real though, like most of his moves, like he's not super combo heavy, but most of his moves are just really satisfying to land, like Heat Knuckle. It's just grabbing somebody out of the air and watching him absolutely lay into them with multiple explosions. It looks great. I love it. It's fun landing a normal Potemkin Buster, which whenever they were doing the trailers for him, they said it themselves, your goal as Potemkin is to land a Potemkin Buster and just watch half their health bar disappear from one attack. It's like, what? What is that damage?
Yeah. Buster's pretty great. Potemkin, yeah. I love Potemkin. Potemkin's great. If I am not the biggest fan of grapplers, but I will always root for the Potemkin.
Yeah.
so like grapplers as a character archetype, if you're a pure grappler, because Potemkin's a pure grappler. So if we were to compare Potemkin to Iron Tiger, like Iron Tiger had that magnetism thing and could do other things besides just grab. So he had more options than just pure grapple. And there are a couple other grapplers that aren't pure grapplers, but like Zangief and Potemkin, who are like true pure grapplers. They're just fun to watch because their toolkit is kind of shitty until they land their one thing.
What you just mentioned is going to come up with my number one, and I don't think you are huge into this franchise, but believe me, like, it is the main reason most people hate
We're going to hold on to your number one till we get there.
Yeah, we'll wait on that. We're going into number twos now.
Alright, Tyler, your number two.
Alright. So, my number two and my number one could have gone either way. I'm gonna go, my number two is Mei. My number two is Mei from Guilty Gear Strive, Totsugeki Girl, going across the screen with Dolphin, oh man, big surprise, charge inputs again, character design. I actually do not like Mei's character design from before Strive. Little Pirate Girl's design was kind of meh, but her Strive design is tolerable.
They made her hot in Strive.
Yeah, she just does everything. Also, bludgeoning people to death with an anchor as your neutral is just nice. Like, your neutral's fun because you're beating people to death with an anchor. Your specials are fun because you're summoning the animals of the sea to beat people. And your supers are fun because you're beating them either with either an orca or a giant fucking whale. Like, there's nothing about Mei that isn't fun. Like, everyone
she summons Blackfish, the movie.
Yes, it's great. She's fun. She's just fun. She's satisfying to play. She is. Right now, I'm sure that some people are like, fucking Mei, because she's top tier in Strive, but, like, I would be fine with them powering Dolphin back down to be -5 on hit, so that people would stop bitching, because I played the character back when she was -5 on hit, and I'm playing her now when she's -3, and I'll play her again when she's -5, because she's just fun. Aesthetically, she's fun. All of her moves are satisfying. She's just a fun character. I also do enjoy bouncing people on the wall, which is just a satisfying thing to do. If you play, I'm talking Strive A, if you Xrd Mei, because I have played a little bit of it, is super fun. Her Dolphin vacuums people in if you hit Heavy Dolphin, which doesn't happen, if you hit Vertical Dolphin, which doesn't happen in Strive. So that vacuum effect means you can continue your combos, which is pretty fun thing to do. Mei, I could keep talking about Mei for a while because this is the first character that I probably understand frame data and the entirety of their moveset, but I'm going to stop there.
Honestly, like, Mei, she's a character I feel like I should hate the way I hate Chip Zaneth, but I don't. And I'm going to be real with you, the only reason I don't hate Mei is because of the fucking memes. Just Totsugeki.
Let's go!
Hey man, you also gotta love when she just says, "Say hi, Mr. Dolphin, Mr. Dolphin." You know, say hi to Mr. Whale. As you get fucking smashed.
To show people how evil dolphins are than any nature documentary, because all the movies you watched growing up lied to you. Okay, sharks are actually all right. Dolphins are the fucking devil.
You know, no, it is off topic, but thinking about it, it just makes me think of the South Park episode about when the Japanese were killing the whales and dolphins. Fuck you, whale! Fuck you, dolphin! That is literally how everyone feels when they get hit by the dolphin or whale when playing against Mei.
You love Totsugeki until Totsugeki gets you.
No, I love Totsugeki even when I'm getting got by Totsugeki.
Personally, I'm a much bigger fan of the Potemkin handshake, where you just clap each other's hands for the first minute of the match.
That is, yeah. I enjoy when you and your opponent have an understanding that you're both just going to be 6P'ing until you both have full super gauge.
Monkey mode.
When you're fighting with true honor.
True honor.
True honor.
When both players are Zuko. What about you, Steph? What's your number 2?
My number 2 is also from Guilty Gear. Mine is Ramathal.
Okay, I have trouble not agreeing with that. Ramathal, not even because of her moveset, I just think Ramathal's hot. Like, straight up.
Borgor.
Yeah.
Borgor. Every time I see a Ram Burger meme photo, I'm like, oh my god, I love this. Ram Borgor is the greatest thing to come out. Ram Borgor is I love. That's probably one of my favorite things to come out of Guilty Gear.
Protect Burger Girl.
Protect Borgor Girl. Playing against Ram is a whole other story. God,
God, I fucking hate Ram.
God, I lose to Ram at my weekly every single week. Like, without fail, I 3-0 or I 0-3 or 1-3 against Ram. The person who plays them is much better than me, but like, God, I hate Ram. I'm gonna blame it on the character, because I'm carried.
I am sorry, Stefan. We just talked over you for 2 minutes straight. I apologize.
No, it's all good.
Why is it that you like Ram?
Just because of her giant freaking swords that are guns, and it's like how innocent she is when when you actually win a match. Oh, fucking puppy comes here. Oh, you know, oh, this is okay. And even though she's a complete psychopath, in the first time that she's comes into the franchise, she's a complete psychopath, and everyone's like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill everyone. Fuck you." And then she's just like, "Okay," you know. In the newer game, she's calmed down. She's cool, and she literally has like freaking puppy dog when she wins. That's pretty much it, and because she has giant anime swords and a jacket that's like a tongue.
Yeah, I remember when they first showed her off in Zerd, and she was like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm the villain of this game," and I was just sitting there. I'm like, "Joke's on you! My waifu in Mortal Kombat was Melina."
Yeah. Joke's on you! I'm into that.
Yeah, I'm into that. Good luck. But yeah, no, I like Ramathal. I like her character. I don't like her gameplay because big laser. I'm gonna be real with you.
Again, Tyler has seen the video when I was going up a guy that Lightning installed, and I literally big lasered him as he did his ultimate. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not getting hit with that.
Yeah.
That was probably the best, my best time I've ever played, just because it was just funny as hell, and I had to post it. I'm like, I gotta post this. This is too funny.
Protect Burger Girl.
Yeah, protect Borgor Girl.
Alright, Hunter, what is your number 2?
Okay, remember how I said that Beowulf, ironically enough, was not in my list? Well, that's because Big Band is. Big Girls is such a fun, complex, and just interesting character. You have not lived until you're doing a death combo on somebody, and then in the middle of it, you hit them with the trumpet right before you go JoJo's on them and play them the birthday theme.
Yeah, I was about to say,
I actually learned how to play Stardust Crusaders, the intro for that song, whenever I played that game.
The only thing I know about Big Bang is that you can literally play music on the as you attack people, and I think that's freaking awesome. I love that.
It doesn't even have to be the super. Like, he actually has the trumpet as a regular move, and all of the individual beats count as hit stun. So you can just occasionally interject a combo with little toot toots, and the other player just has to sit there and take it. It's great. I love it. But back in the day, I learned how to play the intro to Stardust Crusaders, and I would hit people with that right before I would start doing my multi-punch. God, I fucking love Big Band. Easily one of my favorite fighting game characters ever.
Yeah, we are getting close to our number ones.
Yeah, number ones. Let's go.
I already have a feeling I know what Tyler's number one is, but let's hear it.
Yeah, I know you know who my number one is. So anyone who knows me, or anyone who's played fighters with me before, or anyone who knows me at the local knows that my gamer tag is Icecar. So this is the only non-motion input character on my list. And funny enough, they're at my number one. But, Jin Kisaragi from BlazBlue. The Icecar. Jin is, for those who are familiar with Strive, or with Guilty Gear, but not BlazBlue, because BlazBlue's kinda hasn't had a game in, like, 5 ever. Their last game was, like, Cross Tag Battle, and I want to say that came out in, like, 2018 or something. It was a long-ass time ago.
No, I think the last one was the end of the series. I think it was the Ultimate.
It was the end of Ragna's storyline. They basically entire Ragna, but they do plan on going forward without him, I believe.
There's been a lot of games, like they have an arcade phone. They had a phone game, but
yeah.
Did they have a phone game? Oh yeah, they did have a phone game. It never came out in America.
Personally, I was always a Tao Kaka man, but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, Jin has all of the things that I like. Not quite Blanca Ball, but Icecar is pretty damn close. And ice powers, and I'm a sucker for some ice powers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Jin's story is kind of a little...
Characters.
You can't get past what?
I can't be mad because there are way more annoying characters in BlazBlue.
I mean, like, yeah, Jin's pretty vanilla.
Yeah.
Not story-wise, but, like, gameplay-wise.
Yeah.
Well, Tyler, I'm pretty sure, Tyler, you know who my number one is then. He has the best one, actually it's not a one-liner, but it is technically a one-liner. It's Hakumen from BlazBlue.
I was about to say, you're about to say Hakumen.
Yeah, just...
Once you said the one-liner, I was like, okay, yeah, that's...
Based.
Yeah, Hakumen's great. I mean, like, how could you not like Hakumen?
Yeah, it's like, that's a character everyone has to like. It's like Dante, you know? It's like, how do you not like this character?
I am the White Void. I am the Just Sword. With blade in hand. Yeah, no.
Prepare yourself. You are about to get weaved.
Yeah, prepare yourself. You're about to get weaved. That's a good...
Honestly, I do like the cast of BlazBlue quite a bit, and I like the whole plot and story. I just wish that BlazBlue could have gotten the same kind of love they gave to Guilty Gear, because I hate that they've used the same sprites since its inception. I really do.
Well, the whole conception of BlazBlue is that it is a time loop. At least the first 3 games are literally a time loop, because Ragnar keeps on fucking up with the cauldron until I forgot which one it was. Was it a fusion or I don't remember which one it was.
It was something like that.
That he finally realizes, oh, I need to not do this. I need to save the girl, grab her hand, and actually like let her know that I value her or something like that.
In Calamity Trigger, that's how Calamity Trigger happens. Continuum Shift is the one where they have to save Noelle from Hazama. Chrono Phantasm, nothing important happens. And then Continuum Shift, Central Fiction, the final one, everyone dies, and they have to fight, like, in the Netherworld, They have to fight, like, technically death wins. Like, everyone dies. The main villain of Central Fiction actually succeeds in killing everyone. And she, like, puts the world in a bubble, and in that bubble they have to they essentially have to break free from the bubble, and then they have to God, I don't remember. That story's so fucking convoluted, but
it's convoluted.
The time loop rehappens again, but the time loop, everyone is supposed to be like getting their is supposed to be living their dream, but like Ragna's like, I ain't no bitch, and Jin is also like, I ain't no bitch, and Noelle is a bitch, and that's like the story of Central Fiction.
All I know is BlazBlue has the best cat girl. I'm not normally one for cat girls, but Taokaka, she's up there.
Again, the storyline in BlazBlue is probably one of the best in fighter games. Even though it's convoluted as fuck, but it is very in depth. It's fun. It's very free going, and it feels good playing it. In my opinion.
I only have one problem with it in execution. That's just whenever you're playing like arcade storylines. I remember whenever I was playing the original 3 games, most characters have a storyline where they run into, I think it's Hazama, and it's like you fight Hazama in every single one, even though you beat him, like you don't win in canon. And then,
Yeah, but that's true for every fighter ever.
Yeah.
You can never beat the bad guy. The bad guy always wins.
I don't know, Shao Kahn gives his shit caved in. But,
Yeah, it's not canon that you're the one doing it. The canon is, what's his name, Liu Kang does it?
Yeah, Liu Kang. What I mean is, it actually plays a cutscene for every single character where, like, they beat him, but then afterwards, they're actually the ones that got their asses kicked, and you get to watch this stupid little anime shithead just shit-talk you and go on and on about how fruitless it all is, and it's like, God, Jesus, can somebody come over to this Hazama fellow and kick him in the balls, please? That's all I remember thinking every time I played the story mode for that game. Is like, Christ. Somebody please just hurt this kid.
Yeah, Hazama is a little bitch. We all can admit that he is a little bitch. He's a pain in the ass, and that's kind of his whole jig is that he's a pain in the ass, and he's there to taunt Ragna throughout the whole storyline.
Yeah.
And and have Jin be a little bitch girl that he is too.
Yeah. Hate that kid. Who are we at right now?
It is you now, sir.
You are number 1.
Oh, okay, my number 1. Definitely Astaroth from Soul Calibur. Like, remember what I said earlier about, or what we were talking about earlier, how you said most people hate the grappler characters that have a mix? Well,
yes.
The thing about Astaroth in Soul Calibur, at least whenever he was still being designed well, because they completely fucked him up in Soul Calibur 6, and I don't care what anyone says, but in, like, Soul Calibur 5 and 3 and 4 and the other games, he had this thing, right? Everyone fears getting grappled and receiving the backbreaker from Astaroth because it removes a big chunk of your health. But because they're afraid of that, they avoid getting close to you, forgetting that half of Astaroth's moveset is literally big, meaty swings that also deal tons of damage if left unchecked.
Big, meaty claws.
Yeah, like he is literally big man with axe with tons of strength. And he can sling you around everywhere. He can pick you up off the ground. He can grab you out of a crouch. He can grab you out of the air. He can grab you if you're standing. He has a grab for everything. But if you are too afraid of his grabs, he will punish you for staying away from him, because he's the one character in the game with major zoning properties because of how big his reach is. His attacks can literally encompass like half the screen if you don't watch out for them. So if you spend too much time backstepping away from him, well, he's just going to make his big right trigger swing. And there you go. You've lost just as much health as the grab would have lost. So it's a very delicate game, and a lot of people hate him for the grapples. But when he's designed right, it's really a mix. You have to play against him smart. He makes people better for having learned how to play against him. Back whenever Soul Calibur 5 was still rocking, all of the tournament players actually all had a pocket Astaroth. All of them would learn how to play that character just so that if they ran into somebody that was playing Astaroth, or if they needed to bust him out, they knew what to do. And he's just fun. He has like some of the most fun combos in the entire series for me. There is nothing like throwing someone to the floor, knocking someone to the floor, hammering them up into the sky, grabbing them by the leg, hitting them twice in the back into a wall, crumpling them back down to the floor, grabbing them by the neck, and like slamming their face into the floor, picking them back up, and then going straight into a super. It is nothing short of fighting game design brilliance, and I love it. He's big boy grappler.
Big boy grappler?
Yeah, he is not monkey mode. He is... What is a good comparison here?
DK.
No, he's more like if you combined Ralph and Clark together. No, that's a terrible comparison. He's more like if you combined Goro and Ralph together. Goro Diamond, the judo guy, who would like slam you into the floor left and right.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've played Soul Calibur 2 and 3, so I remember playing against Astaroth. I was never, like, good at the game, though.
I'm going to post a video in chat just so that you can... Oh, this is not what I want to do. Let me fetch the video again. Jesus. Let's see... edit message... Oh, wait, here it is. I'm done. Copy link. And here's just, like, fun shit you can do with Astaroth. It's like a 45-second video, but this basically encompasses everything you love to do as this character. And I can leave it at that, honestly. Like, that is one of my... He is one of the most fun characters I have ever played in a fighting game. And I took that bitch to S rank back whenever Soul Calibur 5 was still rocking. That's how much I loved playing that game.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Soul Calibur was a fun game. Not gonna doubt that. They honestly do need to revamp that series, bring it back. But
yeah, six was a massive disappointment for me. I waited like 9 years for that game, and then it came out, and I hated it. Yeah. Man. But yeah. I got nothing else. That's pretty much my list, though.
Yeah, that was my list. You know, again, back to the honorable mentions again. You know, who I could possibly have put in for, like, I don't know, Scorpion or Heihachi is you know, Akuma. Akuma was definitely really hard on me, like, because Akuma is Akuma. You know, he's such a badass in all aspects of Street Fighter. He's probably much the main reason why I played that game back in the day.
Yeah, it's really hard not to respect an Akuma player because the cost for all of his offensive capabilities is his defense. He has like no health. So if he gets comboed once, you know, he might die. But the trade-off for that is you can be so goddamn aggressive with Akuma.
And then Galford from Samurai Showdown. Yeah, Samurai Showdown was a fun game. It's an old game, and then they came out with the new one a couple of years ago. I think actually it's like 5 or 6 years ago now, so it's old. Really old now. I remember me and Tyler playing it, the demo at PAX East. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So those are two that I definitely could swapped in for one of those other ones. You know, Arbiter, and the other characters are like from other game franchises, like Sceptile from the Pokemon franchise, Cloud from Smash Bros. Ultimate, Arbiters from Halo. You know, those are all.
Oh. Remember when I said that Zangief wasn't like one of the characters I played a lot of with Street Fighter? Well, in Street Fighter 4, do you want to guess which grappler I did main?
Abigail? Or Alex?
Nope. Nope, I was a Hakan main. Oil up. It's coming. There is nothing more satisfying in that game than having somebody jump at you when you have Ultra 2 equipped and then firing someone out of your ass covered in oil. It is something else, man.
Come on, man. You clearly were just working on the car. You were just beating up on the car. You got oil all over you. That's it. That was the reason why you're all oily. It wasn't any other reason.
Yeah. I don't know what Capcom was smoking when they designed Hakan, but I need some of that shit.
Fun games. It was honestly really nice. It was nice looking back at all the stupid, weird games that, fighters are they don't make any sense. They never do.
No, they never do.
Yeah, they don't have to though. That's the beauty. I mean, what is a fighting game if you cannot turn your own body into an oil roller coaster that other people ride on straight into a wall? Or for that matter, there's this one fighting game where you literally have to draw a pentagram with your directional buttons just in order to pull off a super, and it's one of those anime fighters. I can't remember the name of it, but I don't know how people do that. I don't know how people do Ivy's command grab in Soul Calibur, because she has one of those crazy 20 input things that you have to enter in less than a second. Just, ow even.
You know, a fighter game I'm really surprised that none of us actually talked about, and it's probably the most controversial fighting game.
Shaq Fu?
I was gonna say, the swimsuit fighting game.
Oh, Dead or
Alive?
Yeah, I'm surprised neither one of us, any of us, did not talk about that at all, even though it's the worst fighting game out there. But it's just so controversial, and it's just like, yeah, that we're playing this.
Oh god. While we're on the subject of Shaq Fu, though, I had that game whenever I was younger, and it gets shit on a lot nowadays, and rightfully. Like, it is a bad game, but it's the opposite case as Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and Soul Calibur 5. Like, where those games have good gameplay and pretty much everything else sucks, that game actually is pretty decent in the art and music department and the stage design and all that, but the gameplay is what sucks. It's a complete flip-flop.
Yeah, that's another thing that we actually didn't touch upon with all these fighters, is a lot of them have a really good soundtrack.
Oh yeah, I mean.
Oh yeah, God.
Fucking hell, I've been revisiting the MVC3 and Killer Instinct soundtracks recently. It's like they make such good music for fighting games. It's stupid. Tekken has great music.
Like I know, going back to like Guilty Gear, I can't think which when you're playing in New York, I honestly love when you're playing there, the soundtrack on that stage. Then there's a
Potemkin's theme.
Oh no.
Yes, destroy.
Oh no, I was talking about how I just fucking beefed it into a super.
Oh. Oh man, don't you hate it whenever like you're actually winning a match and then you accidentally do the input for a super and that just completely destroys your entire match?
Yes, I do hate that. It doesn't happen too much anymore.
Yeah. I did that shit all the time in Street Fighter 4, just playing certain characters. It's like, no, I did not want to do a super there. What do you mean? I wasn't even pushing the button. Come to think of it, I do that a lot with Potemkin as well in Strive because of the way his control layout is hooked up.
Yeah, he has a lot of different moves mapped to a lot of things that you can mean to do one thing,
Yeah.
and then get the thing that you don't intend on doing.
And it's one of those games where it has like button input buffering, so you can accidentally input it a second earlier, and then it will still read that even after you've put it in a different input. So, yeah. But on a slight side note, I do really like what they did with Baiken and Strive. Like, I thought I would have hated them making her move kit a little bit more simple, but I really like everything they did. It's just that little cord move where she attaches that shit to characters.
Yeah, that's super obnoxious. I hate the tether.
Yeah, although one of my favorite pastimes is watching Baiken players do that shit to a Potemkin player and immediately regret it. Just Potemkin be like, okay, I'll take that.
Yeah, that's something that you
I'll
don't...
take the thing that as a grappler, that'll draw me closer.
All right. I think I might go ahead and hop off just because my phone's starting to run out of battery.
That's all good, man. I was gonna end the stream about now anyway. It's been fun. I'm gonna post another
Another video?
No, I was gonna say in the chat a poll what you guys want to do next week if you're still down to do this again.
Sure.
I don't know if I'll be available next week, but the one after that I will definitely be available for. I just know next weekend I'm already going to be a little bit busy, and it will be my first weekend back from house sitting, so I might just need some time to myself anyways, but yeah, that's pretty much the situation.
That is all good. We can just talk. We'll just talk in the chat and decide what we're doing. With that, I'm gonna end the stream now.
All right.
Well, I will see you guys later.
All right.
Yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Talk to you.